The coastal waters around New York may be bitterly cold this time of year, but for a seaside community on the edge of Queens, it's still worth jumping into.
Like you see at the end, you know, like the nose is like lifted up, right?
Helena Dunn has been living and surfing in the Rockaways for 5 years.
When I drop in, I would say the surfing's actually much better in like all other seasons other than the summer. It's like quite flat in the summer. And you get kind of hurricane swell coming through in September, which is the best. And the weather's still nice and the water's warm and the crowds are for the most part gone. And then you get some really, I mean, there's some incredible surfers out here, like world-class like waves sometimes too, you know?
For hardcore surfers all along the East Coast, winter brings an extra dose of adrenaline. As strong storms tend to generate more consistent swells, bigger, better waves hurtle towards surfers at Rockaway. That is, if you have the right gear.
Yeah, so you don a pretty thick suit. I've got a 5'4", so that's 5 mil on the body, 4 mil on the sleeve. It's got a hood, and you wear it with like gloves and boots. So you're really covered up. You put Vaseline on your face because it acts obviously as like a barrier to the cold, wind and water.
When you think of New York City in the winter, surfing is usually not an activity that comes to mind. So we asked some New Yorkers if they even knew it was possible to surf this close to Manhattan.
Surfing?
No.
No.
Probably not here.
No, probably not, yeah.
Probably avoid. It's pretty cold.
Yeah. In the wintertime, I'm not sure. I don't know how well wetsuits are made these days, but I think it'd be really cold. I just came from Miami. I'm still trying to get used to this weather.
No, well, I'm from Greece, so like I love the sea, but it's warm there. But yeah, like why not give it a try? I mean, yeah.
Walter McSweeney has lived in the Rockaways for 54 years. In that time, he's seen tons of newbies catch the surfing bug.
A lot of folks will come in and they don't actually notice surfing.
I was living in New York City in Manhattan in the Upper West Side, and I was looking up where I could take a road trip on the East Coast to go learn to surf.
And they see that, and then they have surfing schools, so they kind of like get interested.
And then eventually I took surf lessons at Scoot and Surf, which is one of the surf schools at 67th Street. And
once you start and you get the feeling, you're hooked. That's it, you're done. And this is the only place you can surf.
After discovering the Rockaways, Lorena Phillips bought her own board on Craigslist and began commuting by train from Manhattan on the weekends. Lorena would take the local A train from start to finish.
So like Saturday morning, get up at 4 a.m. with my board, my wetsuit, and then my dance bags.
She would start by going down through lower Manhattan, then under the East River into Brooklyn. After that, her train would cut slightly north into Queens, past JFK, landing in the Rockaways after about 2 hours.
Surf for a few hours, get back on the train by like 10 to make it to like my 11:30, 12 p.m. rehearsal in downtown in the financial district. And I would just like stash my board secretly in the basement and like go to rehearsal, and then at the end of the day, take my board back on the train to go to the Upper West Side.
Today, home for Lorena Phillips is in Rockaway Beach after she moved there 4 years ago. She surfs as much as she can in the winter, but admits it can be too cold at times.
The zinger for me anywhere is wind. Like, if there's wind, it's really hard as crap. Like, that's what's really cold. The water, I mean, it's like cold and icy, but it's just there.
Conditions like these make surfing in the Rockaways unlike anywhere else.
I mean, it's a totally different sport, it's a different feeling, right? It's like some kind of like rigorous hike, you know, you're out there, you're like braving it, you have a shot of whiskey before, maybe afterwards.
For NYU Tonight, I'm Kamana Kamkalala.
And I'm James Fox.